Hi guys, and welcome back to lesson 2 on learning how to crochet. So last time we did a single crochet, we learned how to do a chain and then to single crochet into that chain. And today we're going to be learning how to do a half double crochet. I am doing these in US terms, and there is a difference between the US and the UK, so make sure you double check which one you want to be doing. We will need yarn and a crochet hook, a stitch marker and some scissors. And without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first thing we're going to do is make a chain and chain 13. If you don't know how to do this, check out my previous video and it will give you a slow tutorial on how to. Once we've chained our 13, we're going to be working from the second chain from the hook. So again, like last time, we said we don't work in that first chain that's on the hook. So we're going in between that stitch and then we're going to yarn over. So we've got yarn already on our hook. We're going to go into our stitch, yarn over again and pull up 3 loops. You will have 3 loops on your hook. You are then going to yarn over and pull through all 3. It can be a little tricky at first, but that there is your first half double crochet. I normally pop a stitch marker in just so that I know that's the end of my row or beginning of my row on each side. So we're going to carry on. You're going to work into the middle of that stitch. So yarn over, go through the middle, yarn over again and pull up 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And again, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over to pull through 3 loops and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of these loops. That is your half double crochet. So into the next stitch we yarn over into our middle stitch, yarn over again to bring up 3 loops and then yarn over and pull all 3 together. I want you now to continue to do that half double crochet to the end of the row when we get to that last stitch. Now don't forget, like last time, that last stitch has to be crocheted into and it can be quite tricky. So let's get to that end of the row and we will continue. Okay, we should be hitting the end of that last stitch now. So we are just going to carry on like normal. We're going to yarn over, go into that last stitch, yarn over again and pull up 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Then in the pattern it will tend to say chain 1 or chain 2. So for example, I'm going to chain 2, that's 1 and 2, and then I'm going to flip my work so that I can then start from the beginning of the other side. Now you can see the difference here. This was our single crochet and you can see that they are smaller stitches, and then when you look at our half double crochet you can see now that we've got a bit more space, they're a bit bigger, and if you're doing a blanket for example, doing half double or double crochets definitely work up quicker than doing single crochets. So now we're going to half double crochet into our first row. Now if you remember last time we were doing it in the middle of the stitch, this time we want to pick up both loops on the stitch. Now again, if you aren't sure what I mean, if you go back to my first video I give you a slower rundown tutorial of what I mean, but I'm showing you here that if you go underneath that V-shaped stitch and pick both of the loops up, that is going into the full stitch. So we're just going to yarn over, go underneath that V to pick up both the loops, yarn over and pull up 3, yarn over and pull through 3. Again, just continue to do this down the row until you get to that last stitch, and then we're going to go through how to finish your stitch. So we're almost at that last stitch. We're going to take that stitch marker out and we're going to do our half double crochet and then pull through. Now when you want to finish off your stitch, you just simply pull through, cut the yarn off, and then continue to pull that last few bits through, and then that tightens it and finishes the stitch. So that is your little half double crochet swatch done. And in comparison to our single crochet, you can see that it is bigger, and as I said, it is ideal for when you're doing blankets or different little sort of projects like that, because they do work up quicker. That is everything for today. Next video we'll be going through double crochets and then ideally getting you through to the magic ring and start to make some amigurumis. But for now, please hit that subscribe button, like and follow. Thanks guys.